don't know if we're allowed to clap in the judiciary, but I think the Chief Registrar deserves a hand of applause. Your Excellency, the President and the Deputy President, Lady Justice Martha Koome, the Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court. Your Excellency, functions in Kenya would end in half the time if we didn't have to say everybody's name. So allow me to associate myself with the protocol already established. I acknowledge all the leaders here, all the different institutions that are represented. Let me first start by thanking the Chief Justice, whose gracious invitation has brought together so many distinguished Kenyans, beginning, of course, with Your Excellency, President of the Republic, and continuing with representatives of every branch of government and of our development partners, and any number of distinguished Kenyans who are here with us today. It is our pleasure to join you all. It is especially appropriate for the rest of us in other branches and levels of government to join in celebrating the judiciary and its leadership under the Chief Justice. Committee between governments and different branches is good. Ladies and gentlemen, cast your minds back to two of the most heated political controversies of the last few years: the general election and the Building Bridges initiative. Both times, after an open public hearing of the arguments on either side, the Supreme Court gave a considered ruling that won the acceptance even of those who did not assent. Quietly and almost unnoticed, the judiciary has become an exceptional solver of difficult public disputes. In a democratic country, not all disputes can be settled in court. There is and must be room for elections, for parliament's lawmaking, for executive discretion in administration, in short, for the proper separation of functions between branches of government. But where the judiciary has done well, we leaders in other branches of government must not be slow to commend you, and you also should not be slow to return the favor when the rest of us do well. Your Excellency, indeed, it's a pleasure to be here. I've not been a common visitor. Apart from the last election, I was very frequent here, and I made lasting relationships. So it's good to be here on a different mandate. But I want to mention, Your Excellency, two judgments that are not less important for being less well known than the decisions the Supreme Court has made in the presidential elections and the like. First is the High Court's ruling of 2013 that secured prisoners' rights to vote, and second, ruling in the same year, the ruling that blocked evictions in Mudurwa, right here in this county. Each time, the judiciary has protected and expanded the rights of the weak against the strong. These cases got nowhere near as much attention as those about national politics or high-stakes elections, but they have changed the lives of ordinary Kenyans in ways few institutions have managed. Asanteni sana na hongera. Let me also mention very briefly, Your Excellency, the success that we've been able to attain together with you and the Chief Justice in setting up the Valuation Court, a process that had been stuck for a number of years. As you all know, many of you are enjoying rates from the 1980s that you paid to the county government, and we've had a process of changing the valuation role to modern times. But with 6,200 objections, we were not able to start implementing the use of the valuation role. In less than 4 days, a conversation between His Excellency the President, myself, and the Chief Justice led us to gazette the establishment of the Valuation Court on the 26th of October. The CJ appointed Principal Magistrate Stephen Onjoro to chair the said court, and we gazetted 2 other members. And I am confident that we shall solve those 6,200 disputes in the next 2 weeks. Your Excellency, we are accepting all the disputes. If the county government and the valuation role says your property is worth 100 million, and you say it is worth 10 million, we shall accept. But when you need to compulsorily acquire it, we shall acquire it for 10 million, Your Excellency. I'm sure those cases will drop. So, ladies and gentlemen, there is much to celebrate, and we shouldn't forget that the judiciary is the first of the branches of the national government to be led by a woman. Let me ask you to join me in appreciating and applauding the judiciary. Equally, Your Excellency, no institution is perfect, and we would be the falsest of friends if we didn't take this opportunity as well to suggest ways in which you could serve us better Lady Justice. If we are going to do an even better job of protecting the rights of ordinary Kenyans than we have in the past, we will need to make access to justice much quicker and easier. The people of Nairobi, for instance, expect no less. In any case, it is one of our manifesto pledges. Let us work together to open more courts in Nairobi and seriously consider opening borough courts, which would ease the administration of justice. The backlog of cases needs to be addressed, and we ask for the appointment of more staff to handle matters more quickly. There are still unacceptable delays that cost ordinary people their time, their money, and their peace of mind. We note that there's a caseload at the City Court, right here at City Hall, whose bulk of cases are traffic-related against motorists within the city. Suffice to note that our remand facilities are congested with petty traffic offenders arrested by enforcement officers within the city. Your Excellency, the day before yesterday, I put out a message that received very interesting responses, and I told Nairobians, Your Excellency, we're grappling with illegal dumping. We are doing our best to clear. So far, we've done 86,000 tons, but we clear a place and somebody comes and blatantly just dumps. And I've asked Nairobians that if they record somebody dumping illegally and we prosecute that person, we'll find a way to split the fine with the Nairobians, such that all Nairobians become enforcement officers. We will need to address that, Your Excellency, with the judiciary, so that we can clear these petty cases. The traffic offenses can be paid by instant fines. The Traffic Act allows for that. We've set smart cameras across the city, but it just takes some few decisions from your office, Your Excellency, and mine and the judiciary to unlock that, so that we don't have petty offenders clogging the judicial system, and so that every Kenyan looks out for the other and becomes enforcement officers. If you see somebody overlapping, take a video, take a photo, send it to us. Once we prosecute them, we can share the fine. That is also going to create employment. Kazi ni kazi, Your Excellency. So, Lady Justice and the judiciary, we know the number of cases on our side, and we would be happy to help in any way that we can. The construction of 4 small claim courts under Dagoretti, Kasarani, Mihango, and Huruma has started under the county government. It had started under the now defunct NMS, and I understand that the construction of this court is stalled. But I will not let these projects become white elephants under my watch. I will liaise with the national government and treasury to have a special budget approved and released to ensure that we can conclude those projects of those 4 small claim courts. And as I've said, we'd want more in the different boroughs that we're setting up across the city. We look forward to handing them over to you, Chief Justice, on completion, so that we can hasten the business of bringing justice to the people of Nairobi. Your Excellency, during the 71 days and 24 minutes I've been in office, we have, through our participation in the City Court Users Committee, done a quick and cursory assessment of the status of the City Court here, and we are saddened by the state of affairs therein. Among the notable issues that require urgent intervention is the lack of sanitation for litigants, advocates, and other court users. We pledge to provide, Your Excellency, the next few days mobile facilities for that as we create a more permanent solution to give dignity to everybody in our judicial system, and especially those at the City Court. We commend the Chief Justice for establishing the first sexual and gender-based violence court in Kenya at Shanzu, and our administration supports and will reinforce this by working with the judiciary and other partners to maintain and set up safe houses within the city. We're already launching one soon with the Women Rep of Nairobi, together with the police, so that we can protect women and children who are victims of gender-based violence, and we have a lot of that, especially sexual gender-based violence in our informal settlements. But enough of policy, Your Excellency. Today is your day, Chief Justice and the judiciary, ladies and gentlemen of the court. So let me close with the praise you have earned. We are grateful for your service in protecting and preserving the rights of Kenyans, in upholding equal justice under the law, and in solving wisely some of the most difficult disputes that the Kenyan public life has ever produced. May you be granted the wisdom to continue to serve, and may justice remain our shield and defender. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki. Your Excellency, it is now my honor to invite the Honorable Attorney General